Buckle up, boys, this one's a doozy. And with that, welcome to part 2 of my ongoing video series, $600 mystery package. Right? If you haven't seen part 1, it's the video with this thumbnail. Check that out. A couple weeks ago, I received multiple sets from Lego I did not order. They're worth like $600 if you go by their recommended retail price on lego.com. And I've since been in touch with Lego because I think legally I'm not allowed to keep them. I must give them the chance to pick them up at some point. Obviously, I could have just not talked to them at all, just waited for them to reach out to me. But I decided, okay, you know what? Trying to get into LAN, I am interested in a good working relationship with Lego themselves. I like Lego. That's why I have this channel, right? I figured I'm gonna go and send them a message and then we'll take it from there, right? So on December 1st, I sent this following message. Hiya, I just received a heavily damaged package, torn open, big footprint on top, damaged boxes inside, with a couple sets I did not order from your distribution center in the Czech Republic. Usually anything I order from Lego directly, anything that's a set, is being shipped to me from the Czech Republic. If I order parts, they usually come from Poland. That's important to keep in mind, it'll come up later again. Rest of the message. I am a little confused. Are those compensation for the endless delay of my month-old outstanding parts order I'm still waiting on? Or maybe the poster that was damaged last time? If you've seen all my shopping vlogs, haul videos, right? I got this one poster. Do I have it here somewhere? It's one of the Halloween posters, has the haunted house on it. I got that via the Insiders program, where there's an Insiders reward. I paid some points for that. I got it and it was damaged. So I asked for replacement and they said, yeah, we're gonna ship that to you. They haven't, but they said they are going to. Continue with the message. Is it an early Christmas present? Did you come across my YouTube channel and this is an early invitation into LAN? Here I actually linked my YouTube channel already. I don't think they looked at it back then. They will later on, so keep that in mind. It's gonna be important moving forward. I also asked them, do you want them back, right? I thought, okay, I'll reach out, I'll send this message, we'll see. Maybe they won't reply at all, maybe they will, maybe they'll tell me what's going on. Because at the time, I had no idea what was happening. I had my suspicions. I did not think the package was just a present. I did not think this had anything to do with LAN. I thought at the time, probably a shipment error, but some things here did not add up, right? If this was supposed to be my package and they just put the wrong label on the wrong box, my parts should have shipped from Poland, but it said Czech Republic on the box and it came from the Czech Republic. Why did my sticker end up in the Czech Republic? Also, if this was somebody else's order, this was just shortly after Insider's Day. Why were there no DWPs? Why was there no invoice? There was nothing on there. What it did have is my address and my phone number. So clearly, this thing, whatever it was linked to my account. But there was nothing in my account about it. Anyway, 3 days after, on December 4th, Lego sends their first reply. I since asked them, can I share screenshots of our conversation? They did not reply. I mean, they did reply, they just ignored that part. I asked other questions, they ignored them as well. I repeatedly asked the same question. At some point, they answered some of the questions. They never got back to me on, can I share the screenshots? So I'm not gonna share them, I'm just gonna paraphrase them. And if you don't like that, Lego, I asked for your permission. So you now have to live with this, right? So on December 4th, they reply with, hey Seth, thanks for reaching out. We need to know what you've received, right? Can you please take pictures, stuff like that? Looking forward to your reply. I'm gonna now tell you the name of the person who's reached out, but it's not gonna be their real name, right? I changed all their names. So let's say this person's called Adam. He's not called Adam. The email I received did not have the name Adam in it. It's a different name. I don't even remember the name. I also don't think that Lego.com customer supports reps use their own actual names, but still, in order to make sure that this is as incognito as possible, right? I changed all their names. Imagine this was sent by somebody named Adam, right? They want to know what I received and want some pictures. 15 minutes later, I reply. I reply with, sure, please find the images attached, best Seth. I just took a couple pictures of the box, basically the same thing I did with my last video. If you watched that last video, you now have the same information Adam is supposed to have, right? I sent the images 15 minutes later. Okay, did Lego reply 15 minutes later? No. They replied on December 8th, so 4 days later. And they say, here, dear Seth, thank you for your reply. We've looked at your pictures, we looked at your recent order, and we can't make a connection. Could you please tell us if this is connected to this order? And then they gave me an order number. I looked it up. There was no connection to that order at all. They said, you mentioned receiving some correct items. I never mentioned that. I did not receive any correct items in that order. I did not order this box. I had nothing to do with the box. They asked which items were correct. Again, none of them. Well, I didn't order that. They want to make sure they cover as much ground as possible because of the shipment, and they think it's probably an error on the warehouse end, and they really want to make sure. So if I have more information, I should give it to them. If I have a question, I should let them know. And they're looking forward to my reply. This is signed by a person named Rudy. So this is not Adam, right? On December 8th, I reply 15 minutes later, as I do, Dear Rudy, I personally do not see how this package has anything to do with order and then my order number. The order number they mentioned in their last email. Continuing, I did not mention receiving any correct items in this package. I am still waiting for 2 separate bricks and pieces orders, one as part of the aforementioned order. So the order they were suspecting of having anything to do with it does contain a part order of mine. There were sets in there which I have received. There were parts in there which I have not received, and I haven't received an update on since. As well as my Halloween poster, I'm also still waiting on that. But that order wasn't created by me. It was created by a LEGO customer service rep, right? Weeks ago. Continuing, the sticker with the address on it also has my phone number on it. It surely must be tied to my account. Hope this helps, and we're getting to the bottom of this. Best, Seth. So that was my reply, and again, they did not immediately reply. It took another 3 days. So on December 11, Lego says the following. Hey Seth, yeah, they thanked me for my confirmation. They took a look at my account and all the orders I placed, including the orders they placed. They are seeing a pick-a-brick order that's outstanding. They're seeing the poster that I'm supposed to get. And they can't imagine the package being anything else, which I found suspicious. Why are they saying that they can't imagine this order being anything else? I told them, I showed them, I sent them a picture of what the order is, right? The other person earlier, who was it, Rudy? Rudy told me that they looked at the items in the box because I sent them the pictures. But this person, let's call her Goldie, says, the only thing I can imagine this order being is your past pick-a-brick order and your poster. Why does she say that? She continues, I should just open the order and check the invoice. How does she not know I opened the order? I sent them pictures, I talked to Rudy about it. Why does Goldie not know that? That doesn't make any sense to me. There was no invoice. How can I check the invoice? I would have weeks ago at this point. They continue, if it's not a Death Star, I can keep it. And I'm like, right, okay. Why this one specific set? If it's not a Death Star, I can keep whatever is in the box. You apparently don't even know what's in the box. Is that supposed to be a joke? She continues, she's invested in this mystery and she wants to know what's going on. She'd like to help me figuring out the mystery, and if I have more questions, I should reach out. And it's signed Goldie, right? In my usual style, I reply 15 minutes later. I say, hey Goldie, thanks for getting back to me. Unfortunately, the package does not contain an invoice, which, I mean, yeah, I would have mentioned it earlier anyway. I continue, I took pictures of the contents and attached them to one of my last emails. There was no Death Star. Coincidentally, I have started my LEGO YouTube career a couple months ago, and I made a video about it showing it all off. You can find it here. And that's where I link my video. This link, they actually clicked. LEGO now knows I have a YouTube channel. That's great. So I end my email by saying, feel free to share that with the LAN team. That would make my day. All the best, Seth, right? So I sent them the video that you've seen, part 1 to this video. And suddenly, I get a reply 15 minutes later. Out of the blue, they now don't take 3 or 4 days. And also, it's the same person again. So Goldie says, she thanks me for sending over the video, and now she says, yeah, we need this back. We need to set up a return. She apparently only got pictures of the box and not the contents. I never, at no point, only sent pictures of the box, right? I sent one email with pictures of the box and the contents of the box weeks ago at this point. But now that Goldie looks at my video, she wants the stuff back. Okay, they're entitled to do so. That's fine. But what's going on there? There's some miscommunication happening, clearly. Lego, you need to fix that. She continues and asks me if I can send over a list of the sets. I mean, I guess I can, but I did send her the link to the video. Why don't you make your own list? Why do I have to do? This is not my fault. I haven't done anything. I just received a package I didn't order. I didn't ask for this. But I mean, I'm a good person. Of course I did it. She continues, she thanks me with the help. She's trying to get a return set up, stuff like that, and loves to hear back, right? I reply 15 minutes later, as I do. Sure I can. The package contains Himeji Castle in ready-to-ship box, seems undamaged. Hokusai the Great Wave, relatively unscathed. Peter Parker's apartment, relatively unscathed. Tranquil Garden, slight box damage. The Japanese red maple bonsai tree, a little more damaged, but still sealed. And then the Too Fast, Too Furious Nissan Skyline, box completely destroyed, open, contents spilled into the package, was on the bottom of the package, and Himeji Castle crushed it. This is what happened. This is the way they packed it. They had a ready-to-ship box on top of a normal box, and the Nissan Skyline was damaged. It was so badly damaged that the box was destroyed and opened, and the contents spilled into the package, right? I said, hope this helps. And then they can reply again 15 minutes later. Suddenly they're really invested in this, which I find interesting. So they say, hey Seth, they thank me for sending the list, they thank me for my honesty, which is nice. They say they reached out to the department that sets up the returns, which is right, yeah. I would now need to give them 48 hours so they can set up whatever it is they have to set up and send me a return label, right? And then they email that to me. They also sent me a couple of Lego Insiders points. I'm not going to share the exact amount, but it's in the quadruple digits, right? Low quadruple digits. And they thank me for being an amazing customer, which is nice. And then they make a joke here. I think it's in relation to one of the Lego movies, but yeah, anyway, it's signed Goldie, so still the same person, right? I reply 15 minutes later. I say, sure, no problem. Thank you for getting back to me so quickly this time. Sometimes I can't help myself. Anyway, the box is huge and has been taking up quite a lot of space in my living room for the past 2 weeks, which it has. It's still in my living room and it's big. It's next to my Christmas tree right now and it's taking up more space than our Christmas decorations. It's a big box and I've been keeping that in store for Lego for over 2 weeks now. Kind of feel like I need to be compensated for that as well. Just saying. I continue. Yes, actually there is something you could do for me. I'd like to become a Lego ambassador and would love for you to relay this entire story to the LAN team and maybe showing them my YouTube. I also have an Instagram. My handle on there is @onlyrensyt. Subscribe now. Obviously, I'd like to make a follow-up video on this. Can I share screenshots of our conversations? All the best, Seth. Again, this is where I asked them, can I share screenshots? And they didn't say no. They just also didn't say yes. So that's why I'm not doing it, right? Anyway, do I get a reply immediately? Of course not. I have to wait another day. So on December 12th, it says on here, hi Seth, thank you for your patience. They are working on getting the return set up. And then they want to know something very specific, which I think has to do with German law. I think that under German law, if you receive a package you did not order, you then need to give the person who shipped it to you or the company that shipped it to you, maybe unintentionally, some time to pick the package up at your place. You do not have to send it back to them. They should be allowed, though, to pick it up, right? Especially if you suspect foul play, right? If you suspect them being victim of a crime, for example, then you need to give them the opportunity to pick the thing that they sent to you unintentionally, maybe, to pick that up, right? You don't have to send it back. That's why I think they mentioned this specifically. So they ask me, do I want them to pick it up or do I want to go to the post office and post it myself, ship it back to them? If I want the pickup option, they ask me which day would work best for me, which is nice, right? And it's again signed by Goldie. Same person still. I replied 15 minutes later. I say, hi Goldie, either way, really, whatever works best for you. But more importantly, I'd still like an answer to my questions, right? That's when I reiterated that I'd like to know about sharing the screenshots. I'd like to know about LAN. I continue. I mean, I will literally hand deliver it back to the Czech Republic myself if you can get me fast-tracked into LAN. Best, Seth. Can't blame a guy for trying, right? So I would have done that. I would totally have driven that package back to the Czech Republic. It's not that far. Would have been no problem had I gotten something in return. Anyway, they reply 15 minutes later. Cool. Again, we're having a conversation. This is working for me. Hi, Seth. They tell me that they love my enthusiasm, my persistence, and then they give me their company policy when it comes to becoming a Lego ambassador, right? You need to have 10,000 YouTube subscribers, or if you have a blog, you need that and that many readers, and then tell them once I got them about it, then maybe they'll send the info, and then maybe I get to talk to the correct team. That bummed me out, not gonna lie. I was really hoping I was getting somewhere with this, but at least they now know I exist, they now know of this channel, and they now know I'm a decent person. I'm trying to give them their stuff back. They continue that, yeah, they don't really need me to drive to the Czech Republic. They're gonna pick it up. I should pick a date. I'm supposed to tell them which days work best, right? And again, signed Goldie. I reply 15 minutes later, and I just say, I see, thank you. So I was kind of expecting them to give me the corporate talk about how the influencers program works, and I did not expect them to actually fast track me into LAN. I would have liked that. It didn't work, which is fine. So I continue. I'm a teacher, so next week I won't be at home during working hours. It is that week right now, and I haven't been home during working hours because, again, I'm at work every day. I'm a teacher. But I'm off on the 22nd of December, if you can arrange that. My girlfriend wants me to get rid of the box before Christmas. As I said, it's really big and takes up a lot of space in my living room, and she's pretty mad, and all of this is true. Hope this helps, Seth. Right? So I gave them a specific date. Monday, December 22nd. That's when I don't have to go to work because we're on Christmas break. And when I don't have to travel because I go back to see my family the day after, right? December 22nd is the perfect day for them to pick it up. I'm at home. That's fine. That works. Yeah, let's do that. Of course, they don't answer right away. On December 14th, they thank me for confirming that, and they say they're going to send me that label over. They still haven't sent me a label. I don't think they ever created a label. So there's no label. I don't have a label. That just didn't happen. I didn't reply to this. I was still waiting for the label, right? One day later, December 15th, they say, well, thank you for your patience. We worked on it. We have now set the return up. We will collect on December 22nd. You probably get a separate email from the shipping provider. They tell me to make sure to check my spam folder. And they thank me again for being an amazing person, and they thank me about letting them know about the package, which is nice. Cool. In many ways, this is where the story could end. It doesn't. Guess who enters the chat now? Yeah, that's right, DPD. So DPD on December 15th send me an email. The email Goldie announced, right? Goldie says, check your spam folder, check your inbox. The shipping provider probably sent you confirmation of the date. And they did. On December 15th, I got an email from DPD, this email from DPD, that announces both the correct collection date, December 22nd, and my actual address. Awesome. I think, okay, now I'll just wait for December 22nd and we're good. I'll hand the package to the driver and they drive it back to Billund. Because this is going to Billund. It's not going to the Czech Republic. Lego wants it back, and they want it back in their headquarters in Billund. Maybe to, I don't know, inspect it. And again, this is where the story could have ended. It didn't, it doesn't. And guess what happened? Yeah, on December 17th, DPD sends me another email, this one. It's in German. It says, we collect today. I mean, I wasn't at home, I was at work. They left a card in my mailbox telling me they were there. Cool. So I go ahead, I send another email to Lego telling them, guys, look, DPD is the worst shipping carrier in the world. I hate them. I didn't say that. I don't want to deal with them is what I said. Please sort this out yourself. Here's the information. This is what they sent me. This is the card they left. I'm still waiting on Lego's reply to that email. They just ignored that so far. But I mean, given their previous track record, they take a lot of time apparently to answer emails. And again, this is where the story could have ended. Didn't, because this is still a story about DPD. So today, December 18th, they sent me another email, this email. We collect today. I wasn't there, I was at work. I'm a teacher. I got home and I found another card, the same card, basically the same card I got the day before. And I don't understand what's happening. Like, Lego doesn't care to talk to DPD. DPD doesn't care about shipping dates. Apparently, I'm the only person here who cares. And I'm not responsible for any of this. This is some bullshit, if you ask me. I guess I'll keep you posted. We'll see how this ends. Today is December 18th. Maybe DPD will show up tomorrow again. I will be at work again, as I usually am, because I work every day. If you are now as invested as I am, as invested as Goldie apparently was, then why don't you leave us up, like this video, leave a comment. What would you do in my shoes? Is this the point where you would give up? Should I give up? What am I supposed to do? What do you think? There's more Lego content after the credits. Thank you so much for watching and see you soon. Bye-bye.
Welcome to my ant card. This is just a hangout. Yeah, I'm a crank that shit. Bro, that's so damn loud. It's nothing but a little intermission. Enjoy these soothing bars of utter indecision. Buddy people, you can trust me. It's an ant card. I know all those fire jokes and get you saying hard. It's an ant card. This shit ain't some voodoo, bro. I know you want to stay, but it's time for you to go.